You ever been watching Survivor and thought, I'd like to listen to people podcast about this show? Well, you're in luck because me and Daniel are here. First two people to ever do it.
we
What's up,
yeah we
Daniel?
we realize there's a lack of Survivor content on the internet. You know what's wild
We thought
is
we'd throw our hat into the
I
ring.
I started podcasting with a Survivor podcast, it was Surviving Survivor,
You just weren't very
and
good at it, so it didn't last very long.
no, I thought it was a really good show actually, and perhaps its crowning achievement is that breakup episode, but I remember starting that show because I had just gotten into Survivor pretty much. Like thinking like there's gotta be no podcasts about this fucking show. Like no one talks about Survivor anymore.
What year is
And
that?
what's that?
What year are we talking?
When I started that show, it must have been
10
around
years ago?
like at least. Yeah.
Okay.
Um and yeah, I was aware of Rob has a podcast. And I was like, all right, so like one dude who hasn't played Survivor in like 15 years has a podcast about it. Like, we'll come in and it'll be the first podcast ever where it's like a dude watching and then like a dude watching for the first time. And I
Well,
think
you
maybe,
had goals of like being successful then?
yeah.
You thought we could compete with Rob.
No, I didn't think we could compete with Rob, but I thought we could become like the fan podcast of Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Rob have us on or something. But like I then
We've talked too
when
much shit at this point.
at this point, yeah,
Although I'd love to
100%.
be, I'd love to.
Oh. Well, I just I, it was shocking to me. Like when I started that podcast and then like Tim reached out and was like, you should come on our Survivor podcast. I was like, what? So I learned about the tribe and then I looked into it more. And it's like podcasts started liking our Twitter account. And so it was like the Purple Rock podcast and
Mm-hmm.
Survivor Oz. And they actually get interviews with Survivor players and shit. And I was like, oh, we ain't shit.
That's what Rob did though.
What do you mean?
Rob every week he would have like Aris come on and talk about the latest
Yeah, but Rob's
episode.
Rob. He's a Survivor
Oh,
player.
you're
He has
saying there are other
connections.
fan podcasts who are
There
successful.
was Survivor Oz, which was hosted by this insufferable Australian man, like who was like you couldn't even listen to him. And I would go like listen to his interviews with people from the early season. He would get like major people on, and they'd be the most insufferable interviews you'd ever heard with these like horrible softball questions about nothing. And like you'd learn nothing about them and nothing about their time on the game. And it's just like a dude yammering
Mm-hmm.
with like old Survivor players. And I'm like, that's a podcast. And that one that's doing better than and that's more impressive than ours because they have Survivor players on.
Right.
I'm just saying, man, the world of Survivor fandom is bizarre. And the fact that we can start this podcast making jokes about how, like, yeah, we're just like one tiny voice in the cloud of voices talking about this show, it's still sort of mind blowing to me, considering this was a show I watched 25 years ago and then didn't think about for the next 12 years.
That's why it's still going because there are different levels of fans. There are fans that watch it the one time it comes on and never think about it again, and there are the psychos that podcast about it, like us,
Which is so
and the people that listen to it,
it's crazy to me that they don't
like
lean
me,
into
also.
the history of the show more. Like the idea that this is the first returning player season in 10 seasons,
Yeah,
or that anybody has returned except for that one dude. What was that guy's name?
Bruce.
Bruce. But
It is exciting. It is so cool seeing all these players
if it
back.
feels exciting, and I'm like automatically watching the montage. There was like a 10-minute montage at the start of this premiere.
Lisi falling flat on her face.
Yeah, it went through like the whole series and included people that we haven't seen in a while, like Hans and Fairplay. And I that was so exciting to me. It like reminded me why I love the show.
Mm-hmm.
And
She died, dude.
it's so crazy to me, like when you read interviews with Jeff Probst, the host of Survivor.
Has there ever been a Jeff Kent?
Jeff Varner. There's been a few.
Jeff Varner. Okay, fair.
But like when you hear interviews with Jeff, he says that he aims the show when he's hosting. He's thinking about the kids that are growing up watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you have a show in its 50th season, that's not who you should be aiming at. Like the kids will watch.
That's how it's lasted
their...
50 seasons, though.
No. That's not true. It's accumulated history and adoration. And I'm not saying you should just kowtow to the hardcore fans, because that's not the fucking way to go about it either. Then you're Alien Romulus doing like what was the line at the end? Get away from her, you bitch.
Yeah, the line.
But you should be thinking,
stay away from her, you bitch.
This is film class, right? Yeah. So I just yeah, sure. Kids are gonna watch the show. I'm not saying like make it, like have Ozzy pulling his cock out, but like
you would love that.
I would love that, but I'm not saying do
a sex tape together.
I genuinely had the thought, what if Jenna Lewis goes on Ozzy's OnlyFans as a guest? I feel like that would be a pretty good porn star.
She had one sex tape.
I know, but, we've seen it
like the week they got married.
Yeah, but whatever. I've seen how it goes down with her. Anyway,
is that an ex-husband now? Do we know?
I have no idea.
I
would assume, just because I assume all couples divorce eventually.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't really believe in wife guys, even though
wife guys. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, even though
people can't just get married anymore. We have to like make a social media term about it. I'm a wife guy. I'm a girl dad. Oh, I can't just have daughters anymore.
I can't stand girl dad. That
Kobe was a girl dad.
I know.
I think that might have been the first time I ever really heard about it. Kobe.
Yeah. He certainly was a father to that Coloradan vagina he tore up violently with his forceful penetration.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway,
he should apologize.
Well, too late. All right.
W Daniel. Daniel 1, Kobe 0.
That's right. Kobe. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, I just think they should lean into their history a little bit more. Like,
bring back a Ghost Island type.
I don't know. At this point, the show is an elder statesman of the reality TV community. Like,
that was the montage at the beginning.
There are very much new hotnesses like Love Island and The Traitors.
Remember The Circle?
I love The Circle.
Whatever happened to The Circle?
It'll come back.
Where has that been at?
It'll come back. It's usually on in January.
I was on Netflix looking like at the like Love Is Blind. You ever see that?
I've never watched it, but I
scrolled on it, and they were like set up in apartment buildings, like The Circle, and made me think of The Circle. And I feel like I feel like I said that in the past, that we haven't had a circle in a long time. But I really feel like we're going up on 2 years without The Circle.
Yeah, I feel like we were doing it maybe 2 a year for a while, and we haven't had one since like January of last year. Anyway, all I'm saying is this Survivor premiere was extremely fucking fun, and I don't understand, as a show with 50 seasons, why you don't more often lean into your history and stop pretending that this is a new show. Drop the 4, keep the 1.
It was an experiment.
Eat shit.
Did you notice Coach said eat my shorts?
No, I didn't.
You're talking about Ozzy, like when Ozzy was being a crybaby. He was like,
Yeah.
"Eat my shorts, Ozzy." You
Great,
don't hear
great.
that anymore.
No, it's
Take somebody like Coach to
a
bring that back.
Simpsons reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this was pretty epic. I liked the experiment of the new era. We're gonna do the next 9 seasons, all new people, new
It's
thing.
it's terrible. It was really bad. We watched it. There were like a couple watchable seasons. We're doing 26 days this season.
There's like 5 good seasons.
24 characters out there, 26 days.
That's right.
How's that gonna work?
Well, Kyle got medevaced,
Yeah,
so that
but you can't
helps.
plan for shit like that.
No, you can't. I don't know how they're going to do that. I noticed that at the immunity challenge when Jeff says the 2 tribes to win are safe, Angelina says, "Oh, 2 tribes, good." I watched the episode
Yeah.
twice, but Angelina celebrates that. Like you can tell they're all speculating how's production going to handle this,
Yeah.
and she was very happy to hear that. But I think that we're going to have a lot of times where that's not the case, where we are going to double up.
Anyway, I don't just go back to the old format. The to me, drop the four, keep the one. That whole era was a miss.
What do you mean the
And
old
they're
format, the 39-day format?
yeah, I think they're lucky to still be on the air. And I watched the Traders finale last night, and they have Rob Roush jumping out of a helicopter and swimming to shore. And then when he puts the thing on the box, there's a huge explosion of orange
That was really cool.
fireworks. And I'm like, Survivor's shit compared to this.
Hmm. We had to build a pole with a stick. That was awesome.
And you get to the immunity challenge, and it's just I was thinking about what I would write if I was taking notes, and it was do a bunch of shit and then a puzzle. Which is what I've been saying for the last 10 seasons that we've been covering. It was
Gotten
so
very repetitive and boring.
you've got out there some of the great challenge competitors of all time. Like we are privileged to get to see Ozzy and Colby and even if you go to the new era, dudes like Jonathan and Joe or whatever, like why just a bunch of shit and a puzzle? Why does it always have to be a bunch of shit and a puzzle? And if it is a bunch of shit and a puzzle, why aren't you having Cirie do the puzzle instead of the bunch of shit?
Well, I'll tell you why she did that. Because she had done that on her season of Australian Survivor versus the World.
Is that right?
And she volunteered for that spot.
That is context that is missing from me.
But she said that in that season there was not a little rope wall in front of her, but this time when she was doing it there was, and it was getting in her way when she would try to throw it, a little rope wall in front of her. So she thought she'd be better than she was at that. But
she fucking blew it.
Yeah.
The second I saw Cirie doing that, I was like, why do this?
That's fun. But there's a lot of good puzzle people. There are Christian and Camilla, Aubrey.
Yeah.
I don't know who's on what tribe. I don't have it pulled up.
There are a lot of people that are just like, why are they there? I don't know. Aubrey does feel out of place.
I never thought I'd see her again.
I didn't either.
Seemed like she didn't like the last time she was out there.
And she was on my fucking cast, but watching Camilla, no, not Aubrey.
Sydney was from that season.
I'm saying Camilla.
Right. You picked her over Kyle. I picked Kyle over Camilla.
You made the right choice.
Now Kyle's gone.
Yeah, I know, but I'm watching Camilla, and I'm like, I never needed to see Camilla again. Camilla's a good player, and I tried to go into the whole spirit of choosing our like fake Survivor 50 cast, thinking like, whose games do I want to see again? Who could possibly win? And that's not how you have to look at casting the show. You need characters like that. No.
Not everyone needs to be coach.
Not everyone needs to be coach, but everyone needs to be a watchable character.
I do think
Camilla's boring.
She's one of the very best players of the new era. Top 5, baby, with Kyle. I would not have brought her back, them both back, but to say you never need to see her again is crazy. Like
I
when
never
you're
need to.
casting a new era second chances, Camilla is a lock.
Oh, sure. A new era, second chances. Gimme Camilla all day. All
Yeah.
right.
Maybe you feel that way with Charlie, or you don't need to see Charlie ever again.
I never need to see Charlie. And you know what? Like
He's our Swifty god.
but it proved me right. Like all these motherfuckers that I didn't think were good enough characters to be on the show even once, barely got an edit in this episode.
That was to please the fans.
Yeah, you know why? Because you know what pleases the fans? Being entertained.
You have to cast some old era people. They made the cut. I would have cast them too.
But think about this. There were new people that got screen time in these episodes.
Yeah, Kyle, because we knew it was the end of Kyle.
Riz God.
Because of Colby.
Yeah, but that was great.
Yeah, of course. Q.
All right.
Q.
Q got a ton of screen time.
Well, actually, Christian and Devins are the old era. Emily got a lot of Emily.
Yeah, those. You know why? What they have in common? They're good characters.
You know who else is? Camilla.
No, she's not.
Legend of Survivor 48.
Stop
the best
it.
player there was, besides Kyle.
It was an impressive game, but it's the kind of thing like, you know, they never brought Earl Cole back.
Camilla's better than Earl.
But all I'm saying is Earl Cole was a great Survivor player. He's the first player ever to have a perfect final tribal. He got all the votes. All right.
First one.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah. And you know why we didn't bring him back? Because he's not really a good character.
Well, and Jeff is racist.
Not anymore.
Just kidding. Right, not anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't want to complain about the cast. I thought everyone was pretty good. I don't know why Tiffany's there. She was the one that really stood out to me before the season.
Tiffany is another one. Tiffany stands out so much, or so little, really, that when I was bringing up boring characters, at least I thought of Camilla.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
They're aligned too.
I forgot Tiffany was on the show.
Yeah, you really do. But they're aligned with D.
And Tiffany is the only one. So I watched the first episode with my parents, who haven't my mom hasn't watched Survivor since probably around 36, 37.
Okay.
And
she got out good time.
Yeah, and my dad hasn't watched Survivor. I think the most recent season he watched was Heroes versus Villains, and it was just because it was on in the house. Okay. But they watched the premiere with me, and so they'd ask me about people, and I would tell them their significance, why they're on the show, you know. And so I explained the Camilla, Kyle thing. And I explained Savannah. She won the last season.
She was awesome. I thought in this episode
she had a good premiere. Yeah. But Tiffany was the one person. It never came up because they showed no interest in her. But
were they racist as well?
No, because they showed plenty of interest in Kyle. But I was just I don't even know what I'd say. Mm-hmm. I don't remember.
There's really nothing to say.
I don't remember Tiffany's significance.
She got voted out with an
original
idol.
Season.
She was friends with Kenzie. She was friends with Q. They were a little bit of a trio. They started the season together.
So we need,
and then they faded out. That's kind of it. Kenzie turned on her. She didn't really do. She really was not memorable. I don't know why she's really here. I'm hoping she can prove herself. To me, their alliance, Camilla, D, Tiffany, they're the new Witches Coven. Remember them?
Yeah.
Kelly Wentworth, Sierra, and Abby Maria.
Oh, shut up.
That's them.
I thought you were referring to fucking Parvati, Suri, and Amanda.
No, that's Black Widow Brigade. The Witches Coven
you're right,
from Cambodia.
You're right.
Sierra,
you're so
Kelly,
right. I'm
Abby
sorry.
Maria. That's this crew. To me,
that is the
season.
Black Widow Brigade.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. What am I, an amateur here?
Yeah, who am I doing this with? we're comp beasts here.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this, if this is your first episode, we're on YouTube. We did all the new era podcasts on Patreon, so go check those out and then come back and listen to this episode. That's probably you need a little context. So,
You really don't.
oh, okay. Well, anyway,
But I mean, if you like this, go listen to those for sure.
of course. Well, we wouldn't know where to find it unless I shouted it out.
Well, they are on YouTube. I
So the
look.
first like four, like
You
six,
like
5, 6
collected
seasons.
them. You really did a great job.
All YouTube channels like that.
You know what, Logan?
You know, I've been trying for fucking years to do shit over here,
I know,
and it just hasn't worked.
I don't give you the credit you deserve.
You really don't, and it's made me want to quit multiple times. But we're
I
still
know.
here. I persevere and I keep going.
But I'm trying to give you the credit you deserve. All right.
Thank you.
You deserve so much credit, and you deserve me showing up on time and prepared. And
You did
I have for
a week and
like
a half now.
a week and a half now. Yeah.
We're doing great. This might mark 2 weeks. Is this 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think it might be 2 weeks.
2-week anniversary.
Yeah.
It's pretty great work. So here is the way I want to do it. I think we should just talk about the people, what happened to each person, sort of
Great.
as the night happened. I don't want to go.
However you want to do it. You're our guide through Survivor 50.1 Epic Party.
Okay, and 50.2, all of 50 point everything. I'll be doing this. I don't know if I'll
Yeah.
do the character by character, but I thought this would be a good way to do the first episode.
Great.
Get to know everybody.
By the way, Mike White getting the title quote.
He did Epic Party. Mike
Mhm.
White was awesome.
Great to see Mike White again. And he's just having a blast out there.
He is. I love how he framed it. I don't want to hear it from Angelina and Christian. I have FOMO. I don't want to hear them talking about how awesome it was. I thought I'd be here. And I love how he's made himself so unthreatening. Like, I just wanted to see it. I wanted to be here for a first row seat. Like, I'm not going to cause chaos. I just want to be here, guys. Don't vote me out.
It's so crazy that the White
He's
Lotus
great.
has happened between his first season and this one.
Right.
Like when Mike White was
All
on the
the
show originally in 36,
7.
7.
David
What-
versus, he was a David. Or
David-
Goliath, I mean.
36 is Ghost Island.
Mhm.
Okay. So David versus Goliath. I knew Mike White, but like as a fairly niche dude. Like I was a fan of like Chuck and Buck.
Well, people that
And-
season are calling him Ned Schneebly, remember? They're like, oh,
Yeah.
Ned Schneebly.
Right,
oh, it's
right,
so cool to
yeah.
see Ned Schneebly.
He wrote School of Rock. He wrote Orange County. You know, he made films like Year of the Dog, and like he was an indie guy.
Right.
He had done Enchanted, not Enchanted. What's that show? Enlightened on HBO, and that was sort of like a niche hit. Like
Okay.
it got Emmy nominations and shit. But like since his first time out on Survivor, he's done the White Lotus, which is like a cultural phenomenon.
Everyone
And
was praising it. Chrissy
no,
said
I-
it was what was the word she used? Brilliant or something?
yeah, but she hasn't watched the third season yet. She only
Good,
saw
that'll
the
hit
first.
you on that. I love that.
And you know what? I was like, I wonder if it wasn't because of HBO Max and it was because the second season
I
was so
thought
much
that
worse than the first
as
one.
well.
She didn't want to keep going.
That was funny.
Uh,
But maybe she probably heard 3 better than 2. She should have just tuned in.
3 was a return
They
to
got it back on
well,
track.
not to form. To
a little bit.
to me,
Back
season
on
one
track.
of the White Lotus is one of the best seasons of television in the history of the medium. I
Mhm.
really believe that. So
But there were Buffy season 2 and 3.
yeah, but you know, The Wire season 4, like that kind of shit. So yeah, season 3 is like miles better than season 2, but to call it a return to form, like form
Just
is
in the right
on
direction.
that, yeah, no, it's yeah, very much in the right direction.
Right, excited for season. A lot of people were talking like there's definitely gonna be a coach type character. He's gonna get so much
I would love
material
that.
from living because he's on the same beach with Coach.
Yeah,
I love when he told Coach like, "Hey, Colby's talking about how you upset Ozzy," and then he told him, "We got your back, bro." I like how he said that to Coach.
I love that Mike White wasn't like Colby said that to him, and he wasn't even put off by the information, but he still felt obligated to tell Coach. And I think the way it was read was that he he like coach reacted harder to it because he was caught in a lie or something. But I think it's just coach's ego. Like coach comes home from that challenge saying, "I won the challenge. Here I have the pot and machete,"
Right.
and so to be told in front of the whole tribe, like, yeah, you won the challenge, but you did it in an underhanded way and kind of robbed it from the dude who actually won the thing. Like that hurt him more than anything else.
But it seemed
I
like
feel like that was just a big ego blow that he was dealing with in that moment.
right, but it did seem like he kind of told them a little bit about what happened because Mike said like it was like how you said it, they knocked it off and then you grabbed it. But I think he left out the thing about the deal, but he never made the deal. That was a Q thing. Like Ozzy said to Q, if you knock it off, I'll let you have it.
No, I think he was proud of the deal part of it, but I think he presented it as I went out there, I was the representative for our team, and I came home with this. And so for Mike White to even like question the win at all, with coach knowing that
Well, he
that's
wasn't
true,
questioning
that's
it.
what. No, I know, but it just it. I feel like it lessened it in coach's mind. It or that's how coach perceived the other players would see it.
But why? And also, why did Mike have to bring it up in front of the entire tribe? Why not pull Coach aside and let Coach know?
That did feel a lot to
They're
me
just hanging out in
too.
camp. Hey, Coach, all the tribe hates you. They're talking shit about how you robbed them.
Yeah.
That's kind of messed up. Do the Tyson thing, like Coach. You got to take the feathers out of your hair.
Yeah,
The tribe
yeah.
doesn't like when you do that. Uh, so we'll start with the tribe that went to tribal council. We'll go in alphabetical order from each tribe, okay, by first name.
All right.
I got a cat going crazy in here. I'm hoping my cords don't get messed up. So we're gonna start with the Sela tribe. We got three tribes, three two-syllable tribes.
Yeah, same bullshit, 2 syllable nonsense.
We have Sela. We have Vatu, which 100%
We haven't had a Vatu. Yeah,
tribe.
there's got to have been a Vatu tribe.
Yeah, that seemed crazy to me. No Vatu yet. And then Kalo. Guess we'll figure out how to pronounce that one. So starting with the Sela
What was
tribe.
the one I liked from the last season?
Kella.
Kella. Right.
I thought I liked it more than you. It took you weeks to realize it was Kella. You were like, what? What's Kella?
The more I heard it pronounced, the more I liked it.
Kella. I think that was Soph. Soph's original tribe.
So
I listened to RHAP this week because they had the know-it-alls, and I was listening to the know-it-alls. But then Rob had Soph on, and I was like, I'm not gonna miss out on Soph coming on because she's gonna talk about the Riz God and Savannah. She just played with those guys, and there was a hilarious moment. It was so I'm thinking about including it. When I heard it, I was like, I might include that in the podcast if I bring it up. But can you do that? Can you include other podcast things in your podcast?
probably not, but
Really?
who's stopping us?
Maybe Rob. That'd be cool if Rob like knew who we were and was like trying to sue us.
Yeah, do it. Let's get fucking
if there are any issues, I just
Rob
take it out.
Sesternino.
I have no issue taking it out.
Oh, here's something that Jenna has in common with you. So the last time that I played Survivor was in Survivor All Stars, and not only me, but also Jenna Lewis. There were two Jennas, and they called her Jenna L.
Really?
Mhm.
I actually don't remember that.
Yes,
Did they call Jenna L? So the other Jenna, was she just Jenna?
No, she was Jenna M.
Oh, okay. Okay.
and then she was Jenna L. And then that's the same thing with me and Boston Rob.
Yeah. But Boston Rob was Boston Rob and you were just Rob?
I know
remember.
he was Boston Rob and I was Rob C.
C. Yeah, I remember that actually. But and did Jenna M go home early?
Yes, she did.
Okay, that's why I'm like, I don't even remember that.
Yes.
But,
So I
yeah.
don't think that they still called her Jenna L then
After.
after Jenna M left.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they didn't shorten it to just Jen.
Maybe if they both had made the merge.
If they both made the merge, Jeff was like, all right, we're going to need you guys to make a decision here because we can't have two Jennas.
Yeah. And even if they give him options, he'll pick Jen and Jenna.
Yeah.
It's the Sela tribe. By the way, I don't know how I feel about the tribe colors. We got to vote on that. I'm assuming you didn't vote on a single thing.
No, I wouldn't have even known where to vote.
Yeah, I voted the first time, and then I didn't know the cycle of when we were voting or what we were voting. They would
Rick
just come
Devens
and go.
voted, evidently.
That was hilarious. I thought I liked Rick Devens this week. Are you a Rick Devens fan? I feel like we haven't talked about Rick Devens.
I'm not like a fan, but I'm not like mad to see him out there. And I gotta say, Rick Devens, Christian Hubicki, and Emily Flippin is an adorable alliance.
Mm-hmm.
I will happily root for them.
Rob on the Know It Alls called it the Stephen Fishback Alliance. They're just all Steven's friends.
they are all Stephen Fishback.
Yeah. But I'm not mad at Devens. I knew for years Devens is going to come back at some point. It was a given. So
Yeah.
this is, I mean, it made sense. But I thought he was great. Him and Christian, the Spock and Kirk alliance. You got to love that, especially since we did we know all about them.
And Devens had asked how to do it because he's more of a Star
I didn't know
Wars
either.
guy. And
Christian got it right. I Googled it. He was like, thumb out. I was like, really? I Googled it. Totally. Christian nailed it.
I'll tell you, my parents don't know Rick Devens. And when he did his whole like newscaster thing, and he said like back, more on this after the break or whatever he said, and they laughed.
Oh, they love him already.
All right, so it's still working.
Well, Christian had the confessional like, how many good things can I say about Devens? Who doesn't love Rick Devens?
Yeah.
So he nailed it. Your parents are like, yeah.
Hubicki, by the way.
What the hell?
He's just straight up Hubicki from Jeff Probst.
No Donaldson yet, but we've had 3 Hubickis.
It felt like Cochrane erasure.
Yeah.
But
he did it with Fishback, remember?
Yeah, I guess so. He
does
weird. It with a nerd every so often.
I don't know why. He's like, I gotta mix it up. Give him throw a curveball. But he doesn't do any women. Somebody called him out about that in the new era. I forget who.
I think he might have called Emily Flippin.
Maybe right. She has such a name, like a first and like Rick Devens. You kind of have to say them both at the same time.
Yeah.
But we'll start with Christian in alphabetical, aka Hubicki. All right. So a great moment we talked about. I
just wish he wasn't wearing that T-shirt. It makes him look like a Big Bang Theory character.
I don't know if I can visualize what he's wearing really.
It's got like 3 robots on it.
Oh, I love that.
I
think that's so. He's a robot teacher. Well, I don't know what the numbers mean. There's a 1, a 10, and 11. What do those mean?
He looks like fucking. Who's the one with the tight pants on the Big Bang Theory?
I don't know who's who.
You've seen the show, right?
Yeah, but I don't know.
There's Sheldon,
Leonard.
There's Leonard. There's
Howard.
Howard. Thank you.
He's the one that's mom is always like Howard.
Right. I'm
off
Christian
screen, but you hear my
me.
voice occasionally.
Right, but then the actress who did that died, so they had to kill off that character.
I remember that. How'd they kill her? Why'd they have to kill her?
I don't fucking remember. They killed her off screen. She was an off-screen character.
But you just say Howard moved out, got his own place. We don't have to hear mom anymore.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we did it as like
maybe we hated that actor.
Maybe we loved
her. Finally kill her.
We wanted to give her like her own send-off episode.
I gotta check that out. That episode. So when Christian made the fire, I liked that moment. That was pretty awesome. And then he was like, my son is gonna see this one day.
Yeah, and he was like, this is like an old school thing they used to do on Survivor.
Yeah,
and I was like, you know what? That is a fucking thing they used to do on Survivor. Yeah, you would take the glass, you put a drop of water on it, and it would focus the sun. And but Christian took it to another level. He was even smarter because he knew his glasses wouldn't work because he's nearsighted.
They were concave or whatever.
Yeah. You needed,
and they had multiple glasses. They were like glasses on top of glasses.
It was sort of a wild setup, and I didn't think it would work, but
that's high school physics. Well, come on, don't you know anything?
Great job, Hubicki.
Yeah, that was really impressive.
And I saw he posted a picture of him watching the episode with his son. So he was
really?
Yeah, called his shot.
I didn't think he meant that. I thought he meant like when my son is like coherent enough to.
I think that is what he meant, but he knew that that post would get a lot of likes.
I think that you're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because one day, like his son will be like, be able to look up to his father, and he'll be able to see that and be
Yeah.
like, "Wow, my fucking dad is awesome." But at a year and a half, years old. I almost said that doesn't make sense. How would you say that? A year and a half old? Is it
1.5.
1.5 year old? I don't know. But who cares about that? But so he did that. He's called Hubicki. He's got a new alliance. And I thought he really got his way in the vote. It seemed like Joe and Savannah were like, let's take Suri out. We do not want to lose another tribal council. And it seemed like he lose another challenge, go to another tribal council. And it seemed like he was the one that was like, if we vote out Suri, Ozzy will be mad and that will cause dissent in the tribe. We have to vote
100%.
out Jenna.
And I think that's the reason Jenna goes.
Right. It was him.
It was to preserve peace at camp,
which is the right move, I think.
I agree. And it is true that Christian was the one that brought that up. Like,
so I thought he had a really good week.
In my head, I gave a lot of credit to Ozzy and Suri for that vote, but a lot of it was the other ones placating them.
And I don't really know if they had anything to do with it because they could have just voted them out. Like it was between Suri, Ozzy, and Jenna.
I know, but like they did, they're the ones that like when Suri found out Jenna was saying her name, she turned it around. Let's get out Jenna. And Jenna's ultimately the one who goes home. So I don't think you can give them no credit for that. I think
you can. I think if Ozzy's not on that tribe and Jenna has somebody else from Borneo, Suri just goes home.
I think
to placate Jenna.
You might be right about that, but I also think that in terms of the editing, they wanted Ozzy and Suri to seem like viable candidates to go home. And then ultimately the vote is unanimous against Jenna. And so I'm thinking maybe some of the talking that Suri did behind the scenes wasn't included in the episode to preserve the element of surprise.
I don't think Suri did nothing, but I mean, Suri's one of my favorites. She's on the first season that I ever saw, and I love Suri, but I'm almost willing to give her no credit here, honestly. I feel like if
I think that's wrong.
If somebody else old school that's not Ozzy is there, they would have just voted out Suri because Suri sucks at challenges and she's Suri. Like Jenna's good at challenges, and Jenna, you don't like if Jenna gets to the end, she's not automatically gonna win like Suri.
Yeah,
there's too much of going in the favor of voting out Suri. But like the only thing to keep her is Ozzy.
But Jenna did come in so aggressive. I think on all 3 tribes, she's the only person who brought up a name before the immunity challenge.
But to me, if I'm on that tribe, I'm happy Jenna's there. I'm like, she's calling Suri out. I didn't have to do it. Fuck yeah, Jenna. Thank you. And then you vote out Jenna at the next one.
It felt very much like how she played in All Stars.
That was awesome. I loved that she hadn't changed at all.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
She said something at the beginning of the episode, like
she has my favorite confessional.
I'm built for the new era.
Right.
Like I can play this game. And then she goes out there and she doesn't play Borneo Jenna Lewis, but she plays exactly All Stars Jenna.
And Suri's the closest thing to a winner. Well, I guess the Savannah's on their tribe, but Suri is Suri.
Suri is Suri.
See, she had a good confessional too, Suri, when she's like, I can't help that I give off Queen vibes. That was funny.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sandra didn't like that very much.
Boy, oh boy. Suri giving them all the gold she can, talking about getting off that couch. Anytime she says
does it all the
anything
time too,
but anytime
I'm about
she
tired
says
of that.
anything about that, they'll include that in the episode.
Totally. But it's all the time. Suri, you're the one that got off the couch. It's like, come on. Seriously.
Like she's been off the couch for a while now. She's done a lot of crazy shit.
She's been on more days on Survivor than she's been on the couch.
Maybe
more hours on Survivor than she's been on the couch.
Well, how many days on the couch did you spend at Big Brother?
Oh, damn. You probably got me there. She was doing 2 things at once.
Yeah.
Playing the game and on the couch.
Perfect game for
her. She should have won that. She kind of dropped the ball. And that one. Jag was too good. He got her.
Jag.
But Jenna had my favorite confessional. She said, this isn't Gen Pop, which I didn't know what that was. I had to look that up. This is Death Row. And Gen Pop is like where all the normal inmates hang out.
I know. When she first said that, I thought she was trying to do a pun on her own name. This isn't Gen Pop.
Jenna
It's not
Pop.
a bunch of Jennas out here.
Yeah, it's a Suri Pop.
But then when she got into Death Row, I understood what the
That was
comment was.
when they were asking Savannah. She was like, I knew she had to do something to get out here. This is death row. You're not just out here for no reason.
It's true, and you have to make sort of guesses about that, right? Like there's talk of that in Heroes versus Villains. Like what did Russell Hantz
Well, he's on the
do?
villain tribe too.
Yeah.
Like here, Savannah's just on the season. She could say, everyone loved me. I was awesome. Russell, you can't say you're on the villain tribe.
They've also seen promos at this point for 49, but they haven't seen the actual season. So while they really know nothing about Savannah, they have seen Rizzo say R-I-C-G-O-D, the Riz God.
Okay, I was actually wondering that how much they knew, because here he's not doing that at all. He's Rizzo because I thought he could play it off easier. It's a little harder also because she is on the way they split up the tribes. They put Kyle on one tribe, a New Era winner, D on one tribe, New Era winner, Savannah on one tribe. They split them up evenly like that. So I think that also spoiled me on the cast. That's how I thought Savannah won, because I knew two people were cast. One named Rizzo, aka Riz God, and the other named Savannah. And Rizzo, aka Riz God, there's a reason that guy's cast, and it's because he's the Riz God.
Yeah.
And the reason Savannah's cast is probably because she did really well. And so I was watching that season like Savannah probably won, and that's what happened. But I walked away very impressed with Savannah in this episode. But I guess we'll talk about it. But moving on from Christian, we have Cirie next up. I thought not much from Cirie besides she was going home and then she messed up the thing. But no alliances really so far besides Ozzy.
No, she had a tough premiere. She was able to do some repair with Ozzy, who seems willing to repair relationships with people he knows from the past.
I was impressed with Ozzy too.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
It's like the most I've liked Ozzy since Micronesia, early Micronesia,
since Cook Islands,
maybe ever maybe.
Ozzy to me is. He acknowledged it himself. He's not a strategist. He was like, this time I'm going to try to use some strategy.
I got to keep that old brain on target, he said.
Yeah. And so he makes this alliance with Cirie. He tries to repair that relationship with Coach back at the journey. And like he's just playing a game where he's being real sweet. In past seasons, he's been a dick about people sucking at challenges. Like I could see him losing his temper at Cirie fucking up that part of the challenge, and then he comes back to camp. Cirie has other skills,
right?
Like Ozzy, you're playing a social game. Like it's been a long time since I've seen this. He comes into South Pacific so full of himself, and that seems all gone.
All gone. Did you remember he was on Game Changers?
Yeah, I do, but
because he's there with Cirie, and that's where they kind of mended the fence. Is that a word? That phrase?
Yeah.
Okay, they did that season. They became sort of friends, and then he got voted out like near the merge. I don't really remember, but I really hope that they go the distance. It was really cool to see them together.
Yeah, and as somebody who thinks Micronesia is an easy pick for a top 5 Survivor season,
top 2, top 1, that might be the best season. That's
an
awesome season. His boot episode is maybe my favorite episode ever in history.
Wow,
that is an awesome episode. That's the challenge. They have the holding their arm above their head, and Amanda's like, "Can I go? I have to go pee," and she leaves the challenge to go run off into the woods to go pee. It's the funniest thing ever. And at the end of the challenge, at the end of the episode, he opens his bag and realizes that he has the Billie Eilish Boomerang idol. And who does he tell? Cirie. Cirie once blindsided him with an idol, and that doesn't deter him away from that. He still tells Cirie about his idol. That's so beautiful. I love them.
The fact that Ozzy walks away from episode 1 of the season with an idol and an extra vote.
Yeah, he said most power he's ever had.
Yeah, that is so wild to me.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Most there weren't extra votes when he used to play, so that like, I guess makes sense.
No, I
But
know, but like
James had two idols.
yeah, yeah.
But also, I feel like it could scare Ozzy. Ozzy could get blindsided with the idol because he has that extra vote. I think there's a scenario where he's thinking. I think Sophie talked about this. We're talking about Rizzo, where the fact that Ozzy has that extra vote, he might try to hold on to the idol and be like, "We
Oh,
can
and I
play this
think he
extra vote,"
will.
and then he'll get
Yeah,
blindsided with the idol.
the
That'll suck.
excitement that he saw, like when he saw that the idol could be played until final five, like he was
And
like,
only
"Oh,
on yourself. That was a weird rule.
well, no, it's not a weird rule at all because you can't do the boomerang thing if it's played on somebody else."
But he doesn't know it's a boomerang idol. He's just told you were given an idol and you can only
Exactly,
use it
but
on
that's
yourself.
why his instructions say you have to keep this to yourself
Right.
because they can't. There can't be like a line of
But would that not make him think like
possession.
why?
It might make someone think why. I don't know that
Right.
Ozzy's that type of player.
Also, if anyone later in the game, once there's a swap or a merge, if anyone asks him about advantages, he kind of has to say yes because he doesn't know who gave it to him. So if anyone's like, "Do you have an advantage?" He can't lie because what if they're the one that gave it to him and they know he's
Good
lying?
point. Great.
He's gonna have to be
point.
so open about his advantages
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks. So I guess that's it on Suri. Emily, I thought it was awesome to see Emily. Seems like last season nobody really wanted to play with her, and this season she's got plenty of people that want to play with
I
her.
said this the last season. Like the people on her tribe originally were boring. Like Emily's a multifaceted, interesting person.
Besides
and for-
Caleb, that was her one ally.
Yeah. So for those people to have the fucking gall to tell her, like, be less weird, be more
literally
like
told her that.
us.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. And now Emily's on a season with a bunch of characters. Okay. And so they understand each other. Emily is a unique person. Emily's the type of person they used to cast on Survivor a lot that you don't really see anymore.
Even in this
And-
cast, she's unlike any other person. They
Yeah.
cut to an Emily confessional. I was like, holy shit, you're such a breath of fresh air. Even among this cast, it was really cool. But I guess that's what makes everyone. They're all unique in their own way. Besides, like Tiffany.
You know
And
who's
Joe.
a fucking dud in this episode? Can I just say?
Yeah, say it.
Someone that the Survivor fans have been wanting to see back on the show forever. Chrissy Hoffbeck. Chrissy Hoffbeck was a fucking dud in this episode.
She was.
She
and I
looked
cou-
out of touch strategically. She didn't say anything interesting or funny. And she
Well, she
was
had the White
just-
Lotus thing. She said, I saw season 2, but not season 3. That was her. I like that.
That's like almost unintentionally funny.
But it was still, so what?
I guess. But like her whole thing is people loved her game. They think she's a brilliant game player and has the type of strategic awareness to make it deep on a return season. I didn't see that from her at all.
I don't know if that's how I feel about her. I just thought she deserved it. She deserved her win that season. She won all the challenges. She got to the end, and Ben should have been voted out, but he had that fire twist, and then Ben got in there and he won. And so I just think she was robbed her season, and she deserved to win. I was never like, oh, brilliant player or anything like that. But here,
I see her as pre-merge this season.
I think that's possible. The way she had that conversation with Coach, like, Coach, we're gonna work together, right? Coach seemed like pretty
Nonplussed. Yeah.
Like, how'd you know I was gonna say that? He seemed pretty uninterested in that. But then when she was talking to Jonathan later in the episode, Jonathan was like, Chrissy, we got to get D out, right? Chrissy was like, yup. It seems like she's going to be at least in on a plan to get D out, possibly.
I gotta give Jonathan a little bit of credit. He's someone I didn't understand bringing back really, except he's good at challenges or whatever.
He's like the best guy at challenges. I wouldn't personally cast him, but I get why he's there. He's unique in that way.
I guess it's honestly been long enough since I watched Survivor. What is he? 42?
One.
Two.
Two.
So I was right, and you
Marianne
tried to correct me, but then you were wrong.
I get those Erica and Marianne seasons confused.
Anyway, hey, well, how come I didn't do the thing?
I don't think it's motion censored.
All right. Anyway, why? What was I talking about? Oh, Jonathan. He to me, I'm always impressed when players come in with an awareness of how they played the last time and they've thought about what they can do to fix that part of their game that was ultimately their Achilles heel. Shout out to Kyle. But and I thought Jonathan had done that.
Yes, he had. He's also friends with Boston Rob. Do you know about that?
I don't know about that.
So Rob has given him some advice going out there. But I do think
maybe gave him a copy of the BR rules.
I honestly would think he might have had that before going out there. He seems like the type. But I think he would have figured that out on his own, his flaws his last time. And I'm excited for him. I'm afraid to know like if he's a Trump fan or not, but I'm excited to see how he does on this season.
Yeah.
Do we know? Can we ask Martha?
I don't care anymore. Like
I don't either because Colby's this season. I'm so afraid to know how Colby feels about it.
I feel like Colby's completely apathetic about politics.
Isn't that a problem?
That is 100% a problem, but at least it's not Stephanie LaGrossa who's like hardcore MAGA
and hates you.
Hates me. Yeah.
She's not listening. What do you want to say bad about her? You could say she was on your crush list, or was she not? She was almost on your crush list.
Listen,
you were closer than I was.
Here's the thing. She's Stephanie LaGrossa.
What does that mean?
She's a fucking legend of the game, and maybe she voted for Trump 3 times. She probably did. I'm still excited to see her out there.
I just realized why I never cared about Stephanie, I think. And I think it's because I started in season 12 and she played in seasons 10 and 11.
Yeah.
And that was like those were the last seasons I watched because I watched 12 on live and then I caught up 1 through 12 or 1 through 11. And I was like, Stephanie, I don't really get it.
Here's the thing. I binged the show. We talked about this in the previous episode we did. From like 2, because I watched season 1 when it aired and then didn't watch it for many years. And then I binged it starting from season 2. And you get to All Stars, and All Stars feels like such an incredible culmination of the first 7 seasons. Okay.
It's the first Avengers movie.
It is. And then you get to the next season's Vanuatu.
I hate how you said that.
How do you say it?
Vanuatu.
You don't like that I say Vanuatu?
I really didn't. I almost started twitching.
All right, fine. You get to Islands of Fire.
Thank you.
And that season is a fucking letdown. It introduces some good characters.
Not to Jeff. He met his girlfriend.
Yeah. But like a lot of the cast is unlikable. And
I can't name more than one man.
What do you mean?
Men. The men that season, that's the weakest cast of men in the history.
You're
of
right.
Survivor.
There's the one with the orange bob
right.
on her shirt.
Travis or some bullshit.
Yeah, I think Travis is that guy.
And then Chris. Name another one. Go for it. I fucking dare you.
I'm genuinely trying.
I honestly don't fucking know.
Yeah. Listen, that season after season 8, binging the show where I'm watching 1 season a week. That's how fast I was going.
Yeah, like 2 or 3.
That felt like a letdown, man.
Totally.
And then you put on Palau, and it's just we're back.
Mm-hmm.
This season is good survival. Like that to me, Vanuatu is like it's a stopgap after All Stars, and then the next era of Survivor starts with Palau.
I agree with that.
And watching the fall of the do you remember the name of that tribe?
Mm.
The Blue Tribe, the Bobby John Stephanie tribe, is fascinating.
Should I look it up? Do you know it?
Yeah, please do.
All right.
And she's the last one there. They included that in the montage.
It's either Karor or Oolong.
It's oh shit. Oolong? I think it's Oolong.
Karor was brown. Oh yeah, Oolong was blue.
Yeah. Okay. Oolong. The fall of that tribe is so fascinating to watch. And then when I start, because All Stars at this point is the only season they've brought back previous cast members. And then I remember starting Guatemala, and they're like, hey, guess what? The last two standing
I think I also hated
Oolong
that.
members, Stephanie and Bobby John, are here and they're playing again. That was mind blowing to me.
That was no, no, didn't like it.
No, that was a huge yes.
That was a bastard season of the show that I love.
No, I really like Guatemala. I think it's an underrated season, and the fact that Stephanie comes in second place was really satisfying to me as somebody who loved Palau as much as I did.
But now you change your mind, right?
What do you mean?
I thought you said like last week you think Stephanie should have won.
I kind of do think Stephanie should have won, but like who I'm really of the mind like whoever wins deserve to win.
Okay, good.
Like I don't spend too much time thinking about Ben and Chrissy or the one that bothered me when I was binging it was Samoa. Natalie White over Russell Hantz. Like I understand why they don't want to give the game to Russell, but I don't think there's someone there that you can vote for over Russell, even if you hate
Natalie
Russell.
White.
Well, evidently.
To me, Natalie White is a better version of Amber, and I've always said this because Amber winning All Stars is there's no strategy to that. She fell in love with Boston Rob, and they ran the season. Where Natalie White is not attracted to Russell at all, but she's like, holy shit, this guy, I can ride this guy to the end, and then they're vote for me because that guy fucking sucks, and that's what she did.
I think Amber's win is underrated, but you make a good point.
That's always been my thinking.
Okay.
But it's close. I think they're like back in every ranking I've ever done. I put those two back to back, and it's been Natalie over Amber every single time. But
well,
I've never been a Russell should have won person.
Now I guess like the only one that bothers me is
I think Parvati should have won Heroes Villains.
Oh no, I'm fine with Sandra winning that season. Chris Underwood. That's the only one that bothers me.
It's that one and Chrissy to me and Parvati.
To me, it's just Chris Underwood. Like I've made my peace with Samoa and Natalie White being a winner of Survivor.
And Victoria should have won Edge of Extinction.
Who was in the finals?
Well, that doesn't count who's in the finals because Chris comes back into the game and lets everyone know.
Right.
Like Victoria wouldn't have been targeted otherwise, maybe. But yeah, Chris comes back with information.
Maybe I think Victoria should have won the game.
Because if it's not, it's like it's him and Gavin and then some brunette lady in her 40s or something. I don't know her name.
Even Gavin would have been a more satisfying winner to me that season. And look, I'm no Gavin fan, but
I'm a Gavin hater, I think.
Yeah, and there are Survivor winners that I straight up fucking hate. Like I think are lame as shit as people, but like
Brian,
they won. I have to.
He shot a dog once.
Adam Klein.
Yeah, you hate Adam.
Yeah, but like whatever. I give them the credit.
Right. The winner, I agree. The winner deserved to win. I feel that way. So I forgot where we got. We got Emily. We'll talk about Jenna, our first boot. I applaud her attempt to get out Suri. I really do.
No, me too. And it was great to see her. It's the kind of thing like you're excited to see someone from Borneo back on the show, and you're bummed that they're voted out in the first episode. But she made a splash in that episode. Like she'll be memorable from
it wasn't
the season.
Kelly Wigglesworth coming back and saying
exactly
chances, like diminishing. I thought Jenna and Kyle both only elevated their legacy to me in this episode, which I think is very cool.
I agree.
That's really cool to me. Awesome. I like that part at Tribal Council where she's like, where we got the flashback banging the gong from Borneo.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
What do you remember about that?
Banging the gong.
Banging the gong.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I like how she said it like, we thought it was easy at first and we took it lightly and then we realized how serious it was and it's like that she used the first boot here. That's pretty poetic, I guess.
That episode 2, but they won the first immunity challenge.
Right. Yeah, they're like, yeah, that's cool. They're like, your first tribal cut to the second boot. You're like, whoa,
yeah,
they won the first one.
BB, we got a BB Anderson appearance.
Is he dead too?
Yeah, he's passed away.
So him and Sonya are both dead, right?
Mm-hmm. BB passed away, I think, before Sonya.
I think. Right. He was like the second or third person to ever die.
Yeah, he was really early.
It was like Jen and then him, I think. Jen Lyon.
Jen Lyon.
Remember the LA Heroes versus Villains finale? We had like a tribute to Jen. Remember at the Heroes vs. Villains finale, we mashed all the faces of the winners together, and we're like,
Yeah,
"This is what
this
the
is
perfect
the
survivor
perfect
would look
survivor.
like."
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
It's Natalie White's left ear and Parvati's eye and Todd's nose.
I'll question all those reunions now. Ever since Joey King was like,
What?
and there's one reunion where they like pick a random young Survivor fan out
And
of the
it's Joey
crowd,
King?
and it's Joey King.
What? What? Which one?
I don't know. It's in the 20s, I think.
I'm gonna have to figure that out.
But
That's
yeah,
incredible.
like now I'm like nothing's real.
You think she was there as an actor?
Yeah, yeah.
What the hell? I don't like
Mhm.
that. So is she the only one who ever got successful doing that? Like all the other
I'm-
ones are just failed
I
actors?
think that's probably what happened.
That is
Yeah.
a great theory.
Mhm.
So anything else? I guess not much else from Jenna. It was sad. Sad to see her go. Joe,
He's
any
there.
takes from Joe. I liked his reflection
He
also
made the
about
montage.
really what him and what's her name? His
Yeah.
daughter,
Yeah, his daughter.
Eva.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. I liked
Eva
his
should be out there instead of Joe, by the way.
neither of them should be out there.
Well, yes. But I think Eva.
I prefer Joe over Eva.
No,
'Cause
no.
Eva, they're just gonna like take to the end again.
Good.
That's wasting a spot. That's really wasting a spot on Eva. But Joe, I liked him saying like I got a wedgie from Kyle and Camilla on television, and that sucked. Like those
Yeah.
guys played my ass really
Well,
hard.
that was another moment.
another
of
Jonathan.
of someone really reflecting on what happened in their previous season and
I like
trying.
that. I think
yeah.
he could do well this season. And I came in like really not wanting him to do well, but I'd be fine with that. Like if he reflects on it and is able to grow and build on what he did last season, I think that's cool. I've got no problem with that.
No, he's like a likable guy. He's like a dumber Tom Westman or Terry Dietz or Andrew Savage. Like that's the sort of mold he fits.
Well, it's interesting you compare him to Tom. He's a fireman, just like Tom.
Yeah.
Although you said
Truck 108.
He reminds you more of a police officer. You said this
Yeah,
guy
he's
is
got
more
more
cop.
police vibes than fireman vibes.
I think I used to think that when I first met him, but I don't really think that. After a season and watching this, I liked his interaction with Suri. Like Suri's like I'm a nurse. You're you're a policeman or you're a fireman. We're brother and sister.
Yeah, we're part of the 911 squad, baby.
He also she said we're like brother and sister. Do you remember his story about his sister? He had like a tragic story about his sister.
What happened? Did she get murdered or something?
So she died and they marked it as suicide, but he thinks it was domestic violence.
Right.
Her boyfriend murdered her.
And they fought the last time they spoke.
Yeah, he said he was mad at her. And he was on the beach like, I love you. That was pretty good.
Wow. Joe.
He had a lot going on. We really hyped him up for this season, I think. We're like, we got to give him everything. And I also, he compared, he said, last season I had Kyle and Camilla. This year, Ozzy and Suri. I know those guys are going to be working. They're the new Kyle and Camilla. I like him like seeing that. That's pretty good.
I say work with him though and know when to cut him. The way you didn't know when to cut Kyle and Camilla.
That was his problem that season. He didn't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they tricked him. They were like, you got to vote out Shaheen. And he voted out Shaheen. They really got his ass. But yeah, he would know that this time. Maybe he should have done that. Well, they're still in the game. He could still do it.
We'll see.
So, and that will go to Ozzy. Probably the star of the episode, honestly. I thought 100%. Ozzy had the most stuff going on. By the way,
God, my mom was so excited to see Ozzy.
Yeah,
she loved Ozzy. I think she's watched all of, maybe not Game Changers, but the first 3 seasons he was on.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know what's weird about Ozzy? That he wasn't on Heroes versus Villains.
That is I
think JT took
so many Micronesian cast members were on Heroes versus Villains. I feel like they were just like, we can't have all of them back.
And
like,
almost Natalie Bolton. Remember?
Yeah. I know
almost 4.
Yeah, we can't have like a tribe that's just Ozzy and Suri and Amanda, and like it's too much.
And also there was like theory that Parvati was originally on the Heroes tribe. Natalie Bolton was going to be a villain, and I think Candace was out there as a hero. Maybe that's something.
Candace should have been a villain.
Yeah, Candace, because she was on the hero tribe, I think.
Because what Candace was remembered for at that point was the mutiny, and that's a villain move.
Right, that's the thing is she was originally on the villain tribe, and Parvati was on the hero tribe, and then they flopped them. They were like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
a very weird thing. Anyway, so Ozzy had the whole thing with Coach. That was awesome. By the way, Exile Island. Are we gonna see that again in future episodes?
Hope so. I'm excited for Exile Island to come back. You know what was fucking crazy about that? We send 3 people out there, including Coach, who's easily his most memorable moment in Survivor history is his stay at Exile Island.
The martyr approach.
Yeah. Is that what that episode is called? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he's the one that doesn't go. Do you think the producers when he like won the challenge were like
absolutely, yeah, they were thinking that. But lucky enough, like he was one of the 3 to go there.
I know.
He might not have been one of even the 3, but I love that part. So he volunteers to go on the thing. Coach does, and then Ozzy's like, "Well, I guess I got to do it. I'll step up too."
Yeah.
And then you hear Rizzo. Nobody else will do this, but Rizzo. He goes, "Yes, South Pacific." He like
did.
Shouts out.
I didn't know who said it, but I yeah, that's funny.
That was hilarious to me. Yeah, fuck yeah, South Pacific.
Hell yeah, I'm a South Pacific guy. It's an underrated season.
Completely
I can name plenty of dudes on that season.
Rancher Rick.
Jim Rice, bitch.
Albert.
Albert.
Brandon Hance.
Yeah, of course, Brandon Hance. Michaela.
Michaela, she's gotta go. I love her so much. I'm gonna cheat on my wife.
She gives me too many boners.
She was just like fixing the camp.
She was just a person.
It was so crazy. Yeah, that's what's funny is he's like, oh my god. Cut to her like, I think we should like maybe like measure that more. And she's just behaving as a human being, and he's like fiending by a tree, like shaking. It's so funny. So Ozzy, Exile Island. He was there with Q. Ozzy, little dynamic with Q, where Q lost his vote. Ozzy got a second vote. Great job, Ozzy. Playing a different game this season.
Yeah, he played that moment really well.
Yeah, your tribe will probably win more than mine. I'll probably go to more tribals. I need the extra vote. And Q was like, all right.
Q did not want to do it, but he ultimately acquiesced. Yeah, he just was.
Luckily, Q got to go back to camp with a pot and a machete, and good I think that's good. I think that's good enough. Because Q even said like it's better to be me than to be Ozzy, is what Q said on the way going back to camp. Also, Ozzy says, I'm gonna go by Oscar this season. Every lower third says Ozzy. Is production just not listening to him?
No, he's Ozzy, but I think
that was fun to be Oscar.
I think that was just a way of him saying he's playing a different game this season.
I heard like the hype going into this season, though. I heard like Ozzy's gonna be Oscar, so I was coming in like prepared to see.
You thought, all right,
and then I didn't see it, and I was kind of sad. I wanted to see Oscar, but he is playing different. I'm excited. And then Rick Devens.
Terrible hair, though. Can I say that?
I agree.
Yeah.
Really not a fan of the hair.
That sort of like almost mullet look is either
it's popular now.
I know, but I say either commit to the fucking mullet or cut it off. Like the hair coming in from the sides, like it's sort of like mutton chops, but
it's like
up
buzz
higher. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I don't like it either. There's been a lot of screenshots comparing him to Shambo.
Yeah, it's funny. They showed him in Micronesia, and like he's so handsome.
That was probably I liked his short hair look.
Yeah,
in Micronesia, that was good. His other seasons he had long hair. I like though the South Pacific really long hair.
No, that worked for him. Yeah,
I like how each season he had different hair.
He has progressed quite a bit in his hair.
Well, now he's what's the opposite of that?
I wonder if his pubes have changed as much.
You can find out, I'm sure. That's easily knowable. What's the opposite of progressed? What would that be? Degressed?
Regressed.
Okay, regressed. So we'll move on. We got Rick Devens. Great alliance with Christian. Rick Devens is Kirk, and Christian is Spock. I guess that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
He's the action man, getting the idols, and Christian is like he said from the bridge, telling him what to do. I like this one where Savannah comes back and she's like, "Guys, I didn't get anything." at that thing, and Rick Devens did not believe her. Turns out he's right.
He literally gave a psh.
Yeah. My reaction, I don't believe you for a second. And he was right. I kind of didn't like that Savannah thing. I guess we can talk about it here because I feel like it's misleading to the other people in the game because she's there with Colby and they do that stacking thing versus Colby, remember? And she beats Colby. But Colby's told one of you is going to keep your vote, one of you is going to lose your vote. So to Colby and Mike White's knowledge, well, Mike White had already been kicked out of that thing. But to Colby's knowledge, she didn't get an advantage. She only kept her vote. And then Colby goes back to camp, and then they're told, like, a guy comes up on the boat and gives her the
what?
thing. She's given, like, a secret advantage nobody knows about.
That's the game, baby.
I really don't like that. I think the point of these...
But the fans apparently voted for, like, awesome advantages.
Dynamic.
Yeah.
But that's misleading. I think that Colby should at least know that, and it's up to Colby what he shares with the tribe. But to Colby's knowledge, she didn't get anything, and then she's given a secret thing.
Colby being back was my favorite part of the whole episode.
Same.
He was so much fun. I love that he hated Rizzo at first, and then he grew on him. Just everything he was doing out there. He played really well. I thought, like, when he came back for Heroes versus Villains, he seemed fucking clueless. Like maybe he hadn't watched the show in a long time. Like he didn't know what Survivor strategy even was anymore.
What's an idol?
Right. Like it was really that bad.
Where's my Texas flag? I thought I packed it.
Yeah. How come it isn't snowing? Anyway,
where's the Great Barrier Reef at? I thought it was around
that
corner.
It's in my house. But I feel like, yeah, I feel like
illegal.
Yeah. Survivor got fined a lot of money for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. But he to me he came in with a.
We're not on Colby yet.
Oh, okay.
He's on the next tribe. He's on a whole other tribe. We'll get to Colby.
Christ.
We're on Rick Devens. I also like the paperweight at Tribal Council is a genie lamp. Rick Devens,
he rubbed it.
He's the only one. I feel like everyone should have done that. It seems so obviously, but Rick Devens walks up, gives it a little rub. What if a genie came out? How incredible would that have been? This show just turned into sci-fi.
What if Genie came out
from Aladdin?
No, wasn't there a Survivor cast member named Genie?
Daniel, I did not know you'd remember Genie. What season was Genie on?
One of the 40s, right?
I think at 41. I think she was actually on 41. I think she was on Shan's starting tribe with Ricard and that Allen Iverson guy. I forgot that guy's name. Damn it. But Rick Devens. By the way, Rick Devens, at one point, he said Savannah is a very savvy player. And I thought that could be her nickname, Savvy.
There you go.
But I also want to bring up that in high school, the girl in my high school who decided after high school she would do OnlyFans, her name on OnlyFans, I don't know, I don't remember the exact screen name or username, but her name was Savannah, and she would go by Savvy something. So when he said that, it reminded me of the girl Savannah who went by Savvy.
How long did you subscribe to her OnlyFans?
Never.
Come on, not even for like just gave it a month.
Got it for free. Other people would do it.
Oh,
pass it around.
That's good.
Anyway, so Savannah. We talked a little bit about Savannah. I thought that she was awesome. She's just such a confident player. She fits right in. She's like, I know these guys are all stars, but I don't care. I'm not gonna be Rizzo and be like a fangirl. I'm just gonna come in and be Savannah.
It's so crazy that those two played 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. And they're wearing the same underwear.
You know, it's fucked, but that used to mean something.
What do you mean? Still does.
Like, no, I mean the turnaround.
I heard Sophie say I couldn't have done it.
To me,
on RHAP, she said if they'd asked me, I couldn't have done it.
Russell Hands coming back so fast, like from Samoa to Heroes versus Villains, that means something. This show's too easy now. Like 26, whatever, I could do it.
Sophie, she also said it is much harder because it's even out the 39 days with food. There's much more food, but the 26 days you start out with no food. There's really no food you start out with.
Whatever. You're never gonna convince me that these people aren't pussies.
That's the thing, though. Even the people with the experience can say stuff, and you still discredit it.
because they don't have the experience of the previous.
But we can
game.
find out from these people who are doing both.
All right, let's wait and find out.
We will find. We'll ask Coach.
I
Next
I
week,
feel like
he's voted out.
Colby can do 26 days in his fucking sleep.
He did 42 once.
Yeah.
He's an outlier. We shouldn't look at him. We'll see how Suri feels. How does 26 days of Survivor compare to 100 days of Big Brother? I'd like to know that. I've
Is an
heard her say Big-
Australian Survivor long as shit?
I think it used to be.
It's not anymore.
Well, I think maybe that the one that they did was like a bridged version of it.
Oh, because of All Stars and stuff.
I don't exactly remember, but it didn't seem very long, much longer than usual anyway. So anyway, I thought, by the way, Savannah, she likely could have been the first boot if not for Jenna targeting Suri on this tribe. Like if everything went smoothly and Jenna never threw out Suri's name, even if Suri loses the challenge the way she does, I feel like everyone would have just been like, Savannah, right? We're just gonna vote out Savannah. Like she even came out and she said she didn't say she won the 4 challenges, which I think is good, but she did come out and say when she won. And
how do you guys think I did?
I like that.
I won.
You don't like that? You seem very annoyed by that.
It seemed a little like they were like, all right. Like
I disagree. Rick
don't
Devens
make it
was like,
a
hell
guessing
yeah.
game.
I think especially like once they do it, they realize how hard it is to know like, hell, you won. That's awesome. I think I think they don't feel that way. Maybe Suri is like a little jealous, like you fucking won on your first try. But I think that they're impressed by her more than anything. And I think she's actually in good. All the winners besides D, I could see D being first out on her tribe. Savannah's in a great spot, and Kyle. I don't think Kyle was going anywhere.
No way. Kyle was in a great position.
I'm so bummed by Kyle. Oh, my heart. Honestly, my heart just started beating really fast. So then she did.
I watched the whole video. He posted this video montage of him going to surgery for.
I watched that too.
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah. The Achilles was like fully torn, and
I didn't realize that.
He had to do like a shit ton of physical therapy after the surgery, and it was really
He's awesome.
Yeah, that guy's got.
I remember him saying. I remember saying it at the time last season. He says like at Final Tribal Council, I'm like the average guy, and I remember saying like you are not the average. You are not.
Yeah.
You were like, well, you're fucking awesome, Kyle. What are you talking about? But I think he was just downplaying how cool he was. Obviously, I don't want to up these people that are trying to get their votes. I want them to want to vote for me. I thought Savannah a very fun moment. Like I think kind of showed her fan moment. Not only the Colby thing, which I thought was very fun, but it's her, Joe, and Rick on her tribe. Whenever they say go to the fight for supplies, they're like they have to pick a number because it's the 3 of them that want to go. So they're like, all right, you 3 pick a number, and it's Suri, Ozzy, and Emily that choose the number. And they're like, all right, you guys, what number is it? And Savannah chooses the number 16. And I think she did that because Suri and Ozzy were choosing the number and they met on seasons, like they played season
Are you
6.
fucking serious?
When she said that, that was my thought when she said that. I don't know. I don't know why she thought that. But she also won. The number was 18. She was closest to it. But that was the number I would have picked. When I'm looking at those 3 pick the number, I'm like, I'm picking 16. And then I thought that was cool. I don't know.
All right.
So anyway, she beats Colby.
That's an original take, Logan. I don't think you'll hear that anywhere else.
I give people credit. I always give original takes. So and then Savannah, she, by the way, when she learns that the fans voted for dynamic advantages, she says, "Fans, I freaking love you. Let's go." Oh my god!
Shout out to Casey Clark.
Wow, holy shit. I almost forgot her name. She used to come back on reality TV. So you don't never forget her. Don't never, I said? Well, oh my god.
I hope I don't ever forget her.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god. So also Savannah, when she's eating by the way, so they go to tribal council.
How long are we going to talk about Savannah?
Got a lot going on. I wrote we come back from tribal council after Jenna gets voted out, which by the way, I did not know this was going to be a 3-hour long episode. Did you?
No, but
I was watching it and then it kept going. I was like, what?
Then it was like there were like 15 minutes left in the episode.
Probably more.
And they hadn't done
30.
like a challenge. And I was like, I turned to my parents. I was like, Kyle's going home.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only thing that makes sense.
I didn't.
And
I did not look at the runtime. I did not realize where we were at. But when it came back, I was so sad. I was like, "Oh my god, no!" But it
yeah.
came back, and he was like in good spirits. He was like, "I'm walking better today." And I was like, "Maybe not. Maybe we're
No,
not getting
I
this."
was I was just like, there's no other way this episode ends.
I really hated it. But back to the Savannah thing. So they're eating Ozzy. Ozzy got them a bunch of food. Savannah's eating it. And it just reminds she thinks she's on a tribe with Rizzo. She lets out she says, "This is fire." And it was
Yeah.
like it brought me back to last season.
Me
That
too.
tribe.
I
The
thought
cinema.
about
Everything
that.
was cinema and
Yeah.
fire. That was cool. Made me miss them together. But you think they'll ever catch up together?
Savannah and Rizzo.
Yeah.
I think it's possible they both make the merge.
I think that'd be really cool. I don't know why I have so much reverence for them. We just saw them play, but I think me watching it twice, I guess. So now we'll move on to the other tribe, second tribe. We got a third tribe. This might be a long podcast.
I might need a
an
break
hour
to get a drink.
and a half. How long is it?
Yeah,
Going?
an hour and a half almost.
Sorry, guys. Well, this is what happens when I talk about something I love versus Greenland, which is like an hour long.
Fuck you.
So we'll move on to Angelina. She now
I
has
thought
kids.
I genuinely think that episode's one of our best episodes.
That's just the first thing I didn't remember what we did last. 300 I could have said. I forgot.
that was a good episode too. I feel like
Well,
we've been on a good streak lately.
It's just things I want to do versus things I don't want to do.
I understand.
I make them good, but that doesn't mean I want to do it. That's the problem. But Angelina, so she had kids. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
She looks amazing, by the way. I thought.
Wow. Okay.
I really did. I was like sort of blown away. Like, holy
Very
shit.
svelte.
Yeah, she really was. Not that that's the only way to look good, obviously.
No, I liked Thickums Angelina.
You like Julie and Nolan?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
but
Liz
also,
Nolan?
yeah.
Liz was Thickums. By the way, apparently this was on Twitter. I saw the moment at the challenge when her tribe wins fishing gear. She tried to negotiate with Jeff the way she did in her original season. She liked to negotiate with Jeff a lot, and Jeff said no. She tried to say, "Can we vote? Can we get the fishing gear out of here? We'd rather have something else."
Who is this?
Angelina.
Oh, really?
And Jeff said, "No, absolutely not. Angelina. We're not doing that." But that didn't make the
Classic
cut.
Angelina.
Not much from Angelina though. And then I have one thing. She quoted Glengarry Glen Ross. Did you catch that?
Always be closing.
She said, "Why do you go Q? Always be closing."
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Which Ross
ABQ.
always be Q. Ross reminded me that's a good. We were wondering what a good Ross or Beck movies, and that's a good Ross movie. Glengarry Glen Ross.
Great.
Good
point.
That one out.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to Aubrey.
She's there.
What the fuck is going? Why was she cast here? And also, what is her game plan going forward? She's like ruining. She had that weird moment with Genevieve. That was like all I remember from her, where she's like, "I don't know, Genevieve. You're kind of." She tells her to her face, like, "I don't know if I want to work with you." Basically,
That was strange, wasn't it?
so weird. She's
That's
like, "I don't know what game you're gonna play." Genevieve.
That feels like remedial Survivor strategy, like that is being failed by
a supposed
somebody
great player.
Yeah. I mean, someone I think is a great player.
I think she played one great season.
Koran.
Yeah. And then what else? What did she come back for?
She did
Game
that one
Changers?
where it's like 3. Yeah, she came
Is that
back
it?
twice.
What's the other one?
There was one where it's just like 3 people
Oh.
came back.
With Kelly and Joe
Yeah.
and David Wright. It was those 4.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
And that season was like embarrassing for her because there was that she like was walking to every person like, "We're good, right?" And there was a montage where she kept
Right.
saying that same thing.
Oh, and she said the same exact thing
Same
to
exact-
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. And everyone, all these people saw that. They're all fans of the show, so that's not good. I also feel like that felt like a moment to me where somebody is looking at somebody younger than them who's a better player than them, but she compares herself to like she looks at Genevieve and she's like, "I'm like Genevieve." But
Yeah.
really, I think Genevieve is like a more advanced for not just. I think Aubrey's Ko-Rong is better than Genevieve's last season.
Yeah.
But I think Genevieve has more tools in the toolbox. I think she's just a better player, and I think Aubrey's threatened by that. And I think you could see that in the conversation.
It might help Aubrey that Kyle went home.
Why would that help her?
Well, she get in on that alliance.
Right, because that's bad for Genevieve because Genevieve was working closely with Kyle. That's
Right.
like Genevieve's whole
There
thing.
was Genevieve, Kyle, Q.
Colby and Stephanie.
Yeah.
That was a great alliance.
Oh, I was so excited about
Not a
that.
Stephanie
Yeah.
fan, but that's crazy. You still are. She literally hates you.
I still listen to Kanye
Do you?
sometimes.
You gotta stop that. Stop listening to Kanye. No, he's
Listen,
back.
I separate the art from the art. I told you I'm done with fucking Woody Allen.
Right.
I have no longer have any respect for him, but when he puts out a new movie next, I'll watch it.
And judge it based on its merits. Okay,
Mhm.
fair enough. So that's Aubrey. Didn't really have much from Aubrey. So Colby, the Colbster, all his stuff with Rizzo was great. I thought it was very funny. Rizzo was like, "My dad is 47," and he started crying like, "You remind me of my dad."
I think Rizzo's dad's younger than Colby.
He is. Why did
Yeah.
that? My dad's 47. Oh my god, 47. Oh, that was funny. By the way, when Colby when they're calling it not a journey. By the way, they're calling it the fight for supplies. Every week, you go and you do the fight for supplies. So
Okay.
when Colby shows up with Savannah and Mike White, and they do the whole thing where they talk about the Coach and Ozzy situation, Colby, this was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. He knows that they know him. He's Colby. That like these two people know who you are, Colby. And by the way, is Colby going to be on the White Lotus?
Oh,
He's been on
better
Curb.
be.
He's been on TV before. He had his
been
own
in a
show,
few
Top
things.
Shot.
But I've seen him act in like playing characters and shit.
Okay. Well,
I
then he
wish I
might
could
play a real
remember what.
character. But
I guess
like Colby should be on the
sitcoms.
White Lotus. But he had this moment here with Mike White where Colby introduces himself to Mike White and to Savannah, and he says, "Hi, I'm Colby Donaldson." What the fuck? How are you that cool? Who does that? That's awesome. So for people know who you are and you introduce yourself first and last name. I'm at like, "Hi, I'm Dwayne Wade." You probably don't know me. What the hell? That's awesome to me. I don't know. That's cool.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm just so taken, obviously, with Colby.
Cool.
Even still, he looks great too. What do you think?
Oh yeah, no, he's aging like a fine wine.
Still got all
Couldn't
of his
agree
hair.
more. Just Shoot Me. He was in an episode of Just Shoot Me. That's what I was thinking of. And
Okay.
he had a recurring role on Joey.
Oh. What was
All
he
right?
recurring doing?
He was like an actor that's in a movie Joey was doing. And
That's awesome.
he's also played a doctor on an episode of Bones. All right. Colby has acting experience. He must be on the White Lotus.
Yeah. If not, Mike, you suck as a director and caster. He probably cast his own shit. I don't know. But that's it, I guess, from Colby.
I mean,
Alliance going on.
everything Colby was doing, it was just such a blast to see him back out, dude. When they cut to them like building the camp, and someone says, "Pace yourself," and Colby goes, "This is my pace," and he winks. That was, oh
And
my
Angelina
god,
melted. Like, I got a wink from Colby. Oh my god, that was the best thing.
I
in
would
my
melt
life.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, Colby is just, I mean, up there with my favorite characters in Survivor history. It is so fucking satisfying to see him back out there and playing well so far, which
Yes, playing very well. But the thing with Colby is he just doesn't have to mess up. No one's going to vote Colby out early on. That was just All Stars because they were jealous of Colby, I think. But now, like, we're just so honored Colby came back. No one's going to take that away from us. That'd be
true.
insane. That'd be an
Yeah.
awful thing to do. I like Christian. Going back to Christian, he had a great line at Travel
Hubicki?
Council. Yeah, sorry, Hubicki. He had something beautiful, I thought. He said, Survivor is to him about stories. And if when you're out there, you should
I
be.
immediately had Penner flashbacks when he said that.
That's good. He said, when we're out there, you should be playing the game, wanting to telling a story, like playing the game, telling the story you want to tell. And I thought that was kind of beautiful. Like,
And the story within the story.
yeah, that got Jeff excited. Jeff was like, "Ooh," I leaned in a little further. I like
Yeah.
that. But I thought that was good, using that power for good, telling a great story. I kind of love that from Christian.
Mhm.
But so going to Genevieve, she loses Kyle. Her whole I don't even know if you remember much from Genevieve's first season, but she voted out Keyshawn. That guy Keyshawn.
Yeah, I remember.
It's
him.
mentioned in Send Help.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and her thing with
That's
Keyshawn,
the only reason I remember him, because I Googled him recently.
right. But she voted out Keyshawn, and then that whole season she had regrets. She was like, I made a friend, Keyshawn, and I voted him out, and now I've been afraid to get close to people. That was her
Yeah.
whole thing that whole season. And now here she comes in, she meets a guy, Kyle, her new number one, and then he gets medevaced the very next day. That sucks for Genevieve, but she still
Yeah.
has Stephanie. It seems like she's in a good spot.
He was gonna be her Keyshawn. She was gonna be his Camilla.
I loved that from Kyle.
Yeah, and it didn't. It got fucked up.
It really did. That makes me sad. Kyle, I love how much Kyle respects Camilla. Like Kyle won, but he's not discrediting Camilla anyway. He said, "I last season I like Genevieve's a scary player, and last season I played with the best scary player, Camilla, and she was awesome. And now Genevieve's gonna be my Camilla.
Yeah,
I just love them. They're really one of my favorite duos in the history of the show. They're awesome. And then Genevieve is the one that finds the Billie Eilish boomerang idol, and she sends it to
I
Ozzy.
gotta say, listen, I'm a Billie Eilish fan. I listen to a lot of Billie Eilish. I have all 3 of her records.
You're the bad guy.
The Bad Guy's a great song. Happier Than Ever, I think, is a fucking masterpiece.
I could eat that girl for lunch. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
That one.
That's
Lunch.
a Charlie XCX song.
Lunch.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
that's a Charlie XCX song with a Billie Eilish feature, I believe.
Really?
I think so.
That was on
yeah.
her latest album, Billy.
I think it was on Brat.
Like 99% sure you're wrong.
I
'Cause I didn't listen to album. I didn't listen to Brat, but I know that song, and I listened to Billy's last album. Should we look it up? I don't want to waste too much time. But Genevieve. So, by the way, Genevieve. So she could have chosen. I thought this was funny. She has 2 choices, I think, to send the idol to.
You're right, buddy. I'm sorry about that. I was thinking of Guess, which is a Charlie XCX song featuring Billie Eilish.
Oh, I don't know that.
Mhm.
So Genevieve gets the boomerang idol. You send it. The rules are you send it to them. If they get voted out with it, you get it back. So
Go on.
okay, her 2 options. I think it's very funny. Ozzy, who got voted out with the idol, and then Tiffany on that tribe, who also got voted out with an idol. She could send it to Tiffany, and then on her own tribe, Q got voted out with an idol. So there are 3 people this season who've been voted out with an idol. Maybe more, but those are the 3 that I could think of.
But is that who you go for? Like maybe
I don't know.
they're going to be more discerning about idol usage now.
Also, like it seems crazy. Like Ozzy was kind of up to be voted out, but it's crazy to think Ozzy's going to go home early. I think.
Yeah.
Although it seemed like he could.
I don't think so. I
either.
honestly think the only reason to vote Ozzy out in that spot is to make for a good TV moment, and
It seemed like just a floating thought. Emily
It's
was like, "What about Ozzy?"
it's detrimental to their game.
Yeah, that seems dumb. That'd be like voting out Jonathan. It just makes no sense. Like they're giving you your best to vote out your best challenge person. Just makes no sense.
Yeah, if you're trying to be the disaster tribe, then sure.
Which there is value in that too.
I know people have talked about that strategy.
Like the 4 people,
the
got
Malcolm
together.
Denise strategy,
the intentional Matt Singh.
Yeah, intentional Matt Singh. Right, exactly.
No one's ever done that.
It's been talked about a lot though,
forever since that season, and still no one's ever like even after Soph comes out of her tribe last season and makes it all the way to the end. Like it's a proven strategy. There are many cases of it happening. So Kyle medevac, I thought he was awesome. Just when he gets hurt, he's like, "We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it, Jeff. They'll get me up the wall. No problem." And he's right. Q jumps down. I thought they had a great bond, Q and Kyle.
Yeah, it was. It humanized Q for me a little bit.
I think that's Q's number 1 trait is how human he is.
But he's
nothing easy to humanize Q.
Unpredictable and strange, and
that's what makes him Q.
But it's like, you know, Kyle tames him a little bit, and I worry that no one else out there is going to be able to do that.
He had the closing line of the episode.
He did, I noticed,
which made me excited for his prospects, and I would be very happy if he won. Because, by the way, how do you think Camilla feels? So Kyle gets medevac. Kyle says, "I hope one of you wins. I hope one of yous win." Wasn't that the episode of the title once? One of yous are gonna win. Or something
yeah,
like
I think so. I think it was a finale.
I think so. I think you're right about that. Who said? I think maybe last season's finale.
It was that sort of fake Sue.
Yeah, who?
I don't remember their names.
Fucking shit. All right. But Kyle leaves. He says, "I hope one of yous win," talking to his tribe. And how do you think Camilla feels watching that? She's like, "You should be rooting for me. Why are you rooting for that tribe? You've known them for one day."
It seemed like they really bonded in that couple of days.
I really felt Kyle's emotion.
Honestly, like him leaving, like it felt almost like the Kucha tribe back in the Australian outback.
Who did they lose?
Michael Scoopin.
Oh. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's my favorite episode in Survivor history.
that
Trial
true?
by fire. Yeah.
Wow. I also thought that the opening challenge was cool. You go and you get in the boat, you go get the thing, and you light the fire. That was just like the old Survivor challenges.
No, they 100%. They were nodding to early Survivor. Did you also notice that the music when they went to vote at Tribal was like a remix of the original voting music?
Yeah, I didn't know it was the original, but I noticed it was some
It was the
funky
same
older
melody.
thing. It was
No,
some,
no, but it's completely new. Like they composed it for this, but the melody they're using is the exact same as the original vote out music, which
Do you have to
made
give
me
that money to that guy, Vandecor, Russ Vandecor? Is that his name?
maybe yeah.
Is it Russ Ross?
Ross Landau and Dave Vanacore.
Whoa, Russ is it? I don't remember.
There were
his name.
two of them.
Yeah, a great pull by you. So that's Kyle. That sucked for Kyle. I thought it was those tests they did on Kyle were very cool and knowledgeable. Like they taught me something. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You squeeze the calf and you see how the toes straighten out. And the
I
one
couldn't
foot.
believe he fucking did an ultrasound on a fucking phone.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he did. He was on a phone.
Yeah, that's cool. Technology these days.
Yeah.
They have it out in Fiji. They probably have a lot of crazy shit out there. But that sucks. He's by the way the third person to play Survivor multiple times and never be voted out. Can you name the other people?
Interesting. Never be voted out.
Never voted out. Kyle joins a 3-person group. We've mentioned one of them this episode.
Have we?
Mhm.
A winner.
Mhm.
Tony.
Mm-mm. Game Changers.
I always forget he was on Game Changers.
By the way, we said something a few weeks ago that we were like, oh, Sierra came back for Game Changers. That was her, Sierra Easton. She also came back for Second Chances. Because we just talked about the Witch's Coven, which she was in. That reminded me of that. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about she was in that season.
All right, tell me who it is.
Hiya,
JM.
JM obviously won and then quit the game, so she never been voted out.
She didn't quit. She went home to.
What do you call that? She wasn't pulled or medevaced or voted out. That was a quit.
She was sadivac.
Sadivac. And then Michelle Fitzgerald won Co Wrong, and then in Winners at War made it all the way to the end.
Yeah, good point.
Natalie also made it to the end, but she was voted out first, and then she won the Edge of Extinction or whatever to get back in the game. So that's our crew: Jenna, Michelle, Kyle. Great crew.
Elite.
Mm-hmm. So besides Jenna, I guess.
Shut up.
But so then we'll go to Q. I don't know much more. We've talked to some of these people
We've
about.
talked about everybody.
All right, fine. I mean, we still have a whole other thing. We saw Q skirt. By the way, that fashion show, Kyle had on the buff shirt.
Yeah.
That was cool. You don't really see a lot of men wearing that.
You never do.
It's like a Parvati and Amanda, Courtney Yates.
But I was waiting for Q to make his entrance to see if he was wearing a Q skirt, and he was.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that. He got a hoodie out there just to make a Q skirt out of it.
Colby was having a fucking blast.
That's when he turned around on Rizzo.
Yeah, he was hysterically laughing at some of that shit.
When Kyle comes out with the buff shirt on, Colby's like, "Oh God, oh my God!" He says, "I'll never unsee that."
Well, he said it reminded him like Rizzo's the same age he was when he played Survivor the first time, and like back then he was just having a good old time.
Yeah,
I remember Ethan.
He was still a sex symbol his first time. Rizzo's a kid.
No, I know, but he was a 25-year-old man, and he was having fun playing Survivor. I remember around Heroes versus Villains, Colby talking about that season, and he said it just didn't feel fun for him anymore. And he remembers All Stars, even when he was like not doing particularly well in the game. He just remembered like going off into the woods with Ethan, and like the two of them were like having a lot of fun. And that's what was missing from Heroes versus Villains. And to me, it feels like on this season, That's one of his big things. He's making an effort to really enjoy being out there.
Right. Makes me very happy. I thought that I thought that Jeff was really good to start the season. I meant to open the show to say, damn it. I wanted to be like, Daniel, the only thing I want from you this episode is everything. I want your blood, I want your
Yeah.
sweat, and I want your tears. I thought Jeff was really good when he said that the one thing this experience should be is freeing. I think that that's true, and I think that that really got in their heads.
You know what?
Colby is
though?
playing this very free game right now.
The problem with Jeff at this point is that he's the biggest star on the show. So
He's
when
not
it's
anymore, not this season.
that's
Oh,
what I'm
that's what
saying.
you're saying.
So when it's a cast of all new players, there's this air of celebrity about him, like he's Uncle Jeff or whatever, and they want to like everything he says has to be the funniest thing in the world. There's not that is not how it is this season. When you have Colby and Stephanie LaGrossa out there, you're not the biggest star on the show anymore. You're Jeff Probst, the dude from the beginning who hosted the show. You've been there as long as Jenna Lewis has.
Right.
And
we started this. I love when they say that.
yeah. And so I do think there's like a level of comfort that Jeff has that I haven't seen in a long time.
Right. And I'm glad he's never been replaced. I'm glad we were never like, all right, let's pull the cord on Jeff and get him out of here. Because it is beautiful that he's been here the whole time. More than like, obviously, Julie sucks. I don't think that Jeff sucks. But it's not even like TJ Lavin. He hasn't been there the whole time. Jeff's like maybe Phil has been there. But Jeff is Survivor. And I think that that is kind of cool. Even though he's ruined a lot of seasons.
There was just that time, that odd time around South Pacific and One World where he just felt completely disconnected. Like
Right.
he always talks about his passion for the show. Like it's ceaseless. He still feels the same passion that he had at the beginning, and maybe that's true, but it went away for a while, and you could feel it.
He thought he was on a different path. That he was bigger than Survivor.
Right.
But now
Jeff
I think
Probst,
he's settled in.
I DVR'd the first few episodes of the Jeff Probst show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who were the guests?
I don't know. There's a lot of like segments, sort of like wellness and bullshit like that.
Oh, this cat's fucking driving me crazy. I'm surprised my cord hasn't messed up this episode. We'll move on. Rizzo. I don't know. We talked about Rizzo. Stephanie. I got nothing on Stephanie.
Come on.
She's in an alliance. She looks good. What else you got on Stephanie?
Great to see her out there. I'm happy she's found a place in the strategy.
I would have been fine if she was like first out. They didn't.
I would not have. To me, Stephanie's a classic character. We haven't seen her since Heroes versus Villains. On Heroes versus Villains,
Traitors.
I know, but we haven't seen her on Survivor since Heroes versus Villains, and she was voted out second. I
Really?
don't want to see that happen again. I want to see.
Was Randy not voted out second?
He was voted out third.
Damn, Stephanie went early that season. I remember that.
So I want to see Stephanie make a run for it this time.
Fair enough. I didn't realize she went that early.
Hmm.
So Charlie tried on Coach's toe ring. That was interesting.
That was a funny scene. I feel naked without it. But Charlie shouldn't be out there and made no impression on the episode whatsoever.
All right, fine enough. By the way, is that true? I got to go back and watch the old Coach seasons and see if I can spot that toe ring. He says it's been on since 1988.
Yeah.
What
he
the hell?
hasn't taken it off even
No
in the
shot.
shower.
I don't believe that.
I buy it.
I don't believe.
Coach is a very toe ring kind of fellow.
I didn't know those people still existed.
Oh, they're out.
Once a toe ring fella, always a toe ring.
Yeah,
fella.
yeah.
All right.
That's why he got along with Jerry so well in Heroes versus Villains, because she's kind of a toe ring kind of chick.
Okay. You're able to just see people. You got a toe ring.
Or you've had one, or you
Okay.
could have one.
Oh, people have the potential to be a toe ring wearer?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So we move on. We've got Chrissy. We talked about Chrissy, Coach. We talked all about Coach. He at one
Coach.
point quotes Martin Luther King to Jonathan.
Yeah.
That was
Coach
something.
is a delight. Just the fact that he's still that guy. Like I wasn't expecting him to be quite so coachy. And then he's doing Tai Chi on the beach and he's stealing the thing and he's talking about he's like, my tenets of the game are honor and strategy. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And like just every interaction Coach had, I was delighted by.
And I was too. And Jeff starts, he says, give me a coachism. And Rizzo, another fan moment from Rizzo says, oh, I need a coachism too. You see
Yeah,
Rizzo
yeah.
be like, oh, I need this so
But
bad.
he busted one out right away. He's got him. He's got him locked and loaded.
But it seemed very genuine. Like it was about like regret. Like we all have regret. It's gnawing at us. We can't get over it. It's telling us lies. That was awesome. D. We haven't mentioned D yet, really, besides her Witches Coven alliance with
We
Camilla and
learned
Tiffany.
that she has veneers.
I think we knew that, didn't we? Wait till Mike learns about her boobs, about her fake boobs. He's in for a rude awakening there.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't do a lot for me, but I'm not going to complain about D being on my screen.
Of course not. We got a text from Tim saying D
But that's
smoking
true.
hot.
What was the text from Tim? That was hilarious.
He said D is so hot.
He hasn't watched the show in a long time, and yeah, I watched Survivor 50. Love Ozzy, Coach, Sari, Christian, Devins, and Colby, all caps. Liked Rizzo and Colby being his dad. D is hot. A lot of nobodies, though.
Great
that
text.
D, Logan, Tim thinking D is the hottest one of the season is the most predictable thing ever.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. He likes Latino women.
Yeah. Yeah. His new WWE crush, Stephanie Baker. Is
that new? I feel like that's been going a while.
Yeah, for about a year, maybe.
Oh, probably longer than that.
No, she's only been there for about a year.
Really?
Yeah,
made a big impression.
Mm-hmm. She's already champion.
But yeah, that was very obvious. So I love that, getting that text message.
Yeah,
but I could see D being first out. It seems like Jonathan, Chrissy, and Coach are really
they've got her clocked. Yeah,
that sucks. But she also has an alliance, Camilla and Tiffany. Maybe they can do something. But so we move on to Jonathan. As we said, impressive, bringing more strategy to the season than we thought. Obviously, going to be great in challenges.
I was happier to see him than I was expecting.
I need to show you this tweet. Do you have anything on Camilla? You said you don't really like Camilla, obviously.
Look, Camilla's a great player. There's always potential for her. We've only seen one episode, but I wasn't impressed with her in this one episode.
Okay, look at this image of D and Jonathan at the challenge. Jonathan is behind D.
He's a monster.
Looks like, does that look like porn?
Oh my god, that didn't even occur to me. Yeah, she does look like she's feeling it. Mm-hmm.
He is gigantic. That is so huge. Fucking funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jonathan, he'll make the merge. Just pencil him in for the merge. Fucking marker him in for the merge. Do people say that? I've never heard anyone say that. I'm the first one. So we go to Mike White. He's fucking jacked as hell. That was so funny.
He's not jacked as hell.
He's ripped.
He has visible abs though.
Is there a difference? There's a difference between ripped and jacked, right? Yeah. Jacked is like strong. Ripped is like you can be skinny but be ripped. He was ripped. He was a little bit ripped.
He's looking good. Hey, look, the task they gave him in that challenge was to get the coconuts out of that fucking box, and he was doing it.
Yeah,
he was doing it fast.
And even Christian and Devins were like, "Holy shit!" He's been going to they said he was going to the White Lotus
gym. Yeah.
So I just thought it was awesome, and I like how Jeff set it up. Like Mike White, you could be anywhere in the world right now, and you're here. I think that makes me like him so much more. He's such a fan. Like he really could. He could be anywhere. He is a.
He's a
celebrity.
I never thought we'd see Mike White again, especially after the White Lotus got so huge. Like it was surprising to see him on there once, but it's like I get it. He's a big fan. He wants the experience. Like, what is it like being on Survivor? But for him to come back,
I think it's one of the coolest things the celebrity's ever done.
I think it's awesome.
I've
always thought Mike White was awesome, and he gets more awesome to me.
I'm gonna watch Chuck and Buck. Is that what's called?
Chuck and Buck. Yeah,
Did he
that's
direct that?
great. Yep, he wrote. No, he didn't direct it. I think Miguel Arteta directed it, but he wrote it and stars in it.
Okay. Is he Chuck or Buck?
That's a good question. I
Oh,
don't
shit.
remember.
I will watch that though. Honestly, this episode made me really love Mike White even more. But yeah, everything with him was great. His FOMO stuff, and then he had the line of the quote, the title of the episode, and then Tiffany I have last. Really didn't get much from Tiffany besides she's working with Dee and Camilla. That's it. So, anything else you want to shout out?
I wanted to fix your. I dated a girl with one of those septum piercings like that.
Mm-hmm.
It always bothers me when they're crooked. I was always fixing it for her, and
To do that.
I kept wanting to do that to Tiffany.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be kicked out? Is that if you were on Survivor and you reached out and did that to someone, would that be sexual
I would
harassment?
never do that to a stranger. No, I need a certain level
It's a
of
tribe mate,
comfort.
not a stranger.
I know, but
We're on the Cuba tribe together.
I don't want to be branded Dan Philo.
Yeah, Dan Spilo.
Philo, excuse me.
Philo, is that a joke?
Oh no, it wasn't. But
Dan Philo.
I could pretend it was.
That's very funny. So, anything else? Oh, the fan vote. We voted no rice and no supplies.
Good.
I think vote no rice. Give them some supplies. Let them try to get some food.
Give them nothing.
Jeff with a great all-time fake out. He says the fans decided to give you, and everyone's like, "Yeah, they decided to give us." And then he says, "The chance to prove what a badass you are."
Yeah.
That was like an all-time Jeff. I thought that was really
Good job, Jeff.
Great job. And at the challenge, did you catch this? Keep an eye on this, everybody. I don't know if you're aware of this, listeners. If you have any new listeners, Jeff does this thing at the new era. I don't know if it started in the old era.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna say.
Say it.
Put it in the ice box.
Close enough.
Put it in the freezer.
He said in the challenge, put it in the deep freeze.
Yeah, you recently said on an episode.
I haven't. I've been saying it every new era season it's come up in.
I know, but I clocked it recently. You said this is the 6th time he said it in the new era, and so as soon as he said it this time, I was like, "Oh, that's one of the new Jeff."
I didn't expect this is 50. I thought we had moved on.
Yeah,
but no, he's bringing it in, and I got a big pop out of me.
Nice.
So that's it. That's all I have. I'm sorry this episode was so goddamn long. I did not expect it to be 2 hours long.
Hey, the episode we're talking about a 3-hour episode of TV.
True, they earned it. They really did. We won't be as long next week. Also, I think the format made it long. Talking about the people, maybe that made it too long. I talked about too many details. Maybe.
Logan, you did a great job.
Thank you.
I give you all the credit in the world that you deserve, which is all.
You as well, Daniel.
And thank you.
You showed up and you gave me everything.
I did. My blood, my sweat, my tears.
You're bleeding?
My yappage.
What does that mean? Oh, yappage. Okay.
Yeah.
Appage. Well, you were doing that too. You were looking on your apps on your phone.
Well,
the text message app to see what Tim said.
I did that, and I double checked to see if I was right about Chuck and Buck, which I was.
Oh, the director.
Yeah.
Great app. I can't wait for next week. I'm so excited for this season. It's awesome. I can't get enough. Anything else you want to say, Daniel?
No. I'm happy to be watching Survivor week to week again and to be excited about it.
You don't have to do 3 in 1 week anymore.
It's been a really long time, and it feels good.
Do you have a thing you want to say to the listeners? How they should live their week this week?
I want you to keep it hot, keep it fresh. Tip your waitresses. Watch out for the black ice.
Check both sides of the road before crossing
for sure, and obviously hate one another.